What is up, YouTube? So the reason why I ended up missing the company party was because, well, partly because the ride I was getting didn't have a cell phone, and she waited and waited, and you know, and then I had like another person show up to try to come pick me up, and then like I still. So part of that was like on me for missing it, for not being out there, but you know, it's whatever. I didn't do it intentionally, but you know, it was just a minor misunderstanding. But from what I can gather, they all had fun, so that's what counts. Watch out. Product placement. And of course, a drink combination. I still have about that much left in this, so I drank half of this last night. I saved the other half when I got off work. Oh, and speaking of work, check this out. Now, for the first 3 years of my employment, I was clocking in as number 4. But they changed the registers at work. It's kind of cool how they changed it, actually. My thumb clocks me in now. There is no punching in the number 4, and then it gives me a little slip now. Now the machine's just automated, and they clock me in. They had me go through the procedure to, so I was registered in the machine and everything. And then now when I clock into work, all I gotta do is press the thumb to the scanner. Some pretty high-tech looking shit, I tell you what. It's cool looking, I dig it. Watch out. Now, my biggest mistake, I think, was mentioning where I work. There's nothing wrong with where I work, but, you know, if I'm really trying to keep, like, my work and my YouTube separate, then, you know, I shouldn't have mentioned where I work, but, yeah, it happened. And people have used that to harass me online before, and what I mean by that is that, you know, calling my work one day and telling me to unblock certain people and telling me to, you know, not allow comments, or, because at one point I take the comments off my video and then, you know, not allow it. And they were calling my work, telling me if I didn't, you know, they were going to tell me, they basically prank called me saying they were from the YouTube Corporation, and that if I didn't unblock or the allowing of comments on my videos, that they were going to shut down my account. And I call bullshit so fucking quickly. And then they called back again, like 3 to 4 more times after that, and then a 5th to 6th time after that. And it's like, dude, really? And my managers were starting to get pissed. And it's like, dude, if you got a beef with me, fucking leave it on my channel, dick suckers. Not to be insulting people who do that. I mean, it's your life, you do what you want with it, but it's like, if I must be doing something right on this website, otherwise people wouldn't try so goddamn hard to get to me. Now, a drink combination, yes. I'm going to mix the Camel Black Extra with a little bit of Monster. So I'm going to do a half a cup of this golden nectar right here. Okay, that's a little bit more than half, but who cares? It's good alcohol. And now we're going to mix the Monster on top of it. See how foamy it got just from doing that. That's where it's at. Ooh, that's really fucking good. Now, my attitude on the whole thing, I guess, was, man, there's always next year, you know. I'm sitting there waiting for the bus to get there, take me to work and stuff. And while I'm waiting, I turn on some Disturbed on my iPhone and I start singing along to it. And I sound just like Disturbed when I sing. It's pretty awesome. I can do a wide variety of bands. That's like some CIA shit right there. You gotta clock into work, you gotta fucking scan your thumbprint. Shit, I remember when we used to have punch cards. I worked at a job that used that for their clock-in system and what have you. It took me a minute to figure it out, but I think I got the hang of it. Okay, that is some bomb-ass shit right there. Now, if I won the lottery on Wednesday, the most I would make would be 848 million. Oh. Even though the jackpot itself is at an estimated 1.4 billion, trillion, or not trillion, but billion, million. That's a lot of fucking money. And after they take out taxes, I mean, you can do it one of two ways. You can take it all and they take out a little bit for taxes, or two, they pay it to you over like a 30 to 40 year span. Now the odds of winning the lottery are slim to none. I have a better chance of getting a girlfriend. As creepy and autistic as I am. Sort of reminds you of that villain from Scooby-Doo. Creeper! No, but speaking of Scooby-Doos, check this shit out. This right here is a Rasta Scooby-Doo. I got it out of a claw machine, and it took $4 to get it. Yeah. Somebody pass Shaggy the Baggy so we can let Scooby a doobie. Haha. No, but got the little Jamaican dreads going and everything. Pretty cool looking. was watching some old Scooby-Doo episodes, and one particular episode, Shaggy goes, "Scooby, did you drink all my mango smoothie?" And Scooby goes, "Oh, I don't know, maybe." And he's got a little bit on his nose. And then in another episode of Scooby-Doo that I saw, they were investigating some kind of spooky deserted island looking thing. And they're like, "Hey Shaggy, do you want to come in and help us solve the mystery or whatever?" And Shaggy's like, "No thanks, I'll just stand out here and watch the weeds grow." And then he laughed. They're smoking on that Mystery Machine OG Kush. This shit makes you hungry for Scooby snacks, and it makes you want to solve groovy mysteries. Baha. No. But then you see the live-action Scooby-Doo movie, and this chick that Shaggy meets, her name is Mary Jane, and he's like, "That is like my favorite name ever." Think about that for a second, people. Mr. Bowie lived in New York City. Now, I guarantee you, if pot would have been legal and he was able to smoke it recreationally, he probably wouldn't have died of cancer. They've done several researchers have declared that marijuana cures cancer, or at the very least helps with treatment and what have you. So, you know. Turns out, Mr. David Bowie gets busted in New York City for smoking pot. Go figure. And Lemmy, as it turns out, was a bass player, not a guitar player. My bad on that. I couldn't tell from a distance because some of the photos, when you're holding it up, you know, some bass necks look oddly similar to a guitar. So yeah, it's big difference between a guitar and a bass. A bass has thicker strings. No, the thing that pisses me off about it is, you know, why the fuck are they taking good musicians, you know, or whoever it is, and then leaving the crappy ones behind? And people should notice that the harder that people on YouTube try to fuck with me, it just proves one thing, that they're secretly obsessed with me, and if I weren't, they wouldn't try so goddamn hard to fuck with me. And I've been called a number of things on YouTube. Toadface for one. Just because of these big ass lips of mine, it's probably the only thing of it. But you look at these people on YouTube who've got nothing better to do than try to fuck someone's life up. And here's the thing of it, if you're calling to harass me at work, your number's getting star 69, and you could get the cops on your ass for cyberbullying, and that can carry some hefty charges. So, you know, it's up to you, I guess. You know, really, and if it was me, I'd be like, fuck it, it's not worth getting star 69. So if you want to beat the musicians you don't like at their own game, you got to work on your own goddamn music and get better at it and prove you're worth something. You got to prove that you're worth listening to. And that doesn't just come in with, you know, what you say. It's also how you play. You know what I'm saying? Like how you play the fucking guitar and shit. This right here is my black and green BC Rich Warlock. I custom painted it myself with some can paint. Excuse me. And it's got 4 pickups on it. Each individual little piece, you know. Oh, that's good brewski. And mixing it with Monster is quite delicious indeed. Quite delicious indeed. And I'll come up with some drink combinations and I go, what the fuck did I just make? And I'm like, okay, this one I knew what I was getting into. And I'm like, okay, there's no turning back from it. Take a sip. And it wasn't that bad, actually. So sometimes I luck out. And I'll get a drink combination that works. It took me about a week and a half to 2 weeks to get that 5-string arpeggio shape down. I get it tuned to D standard. Now that's going to take a lot longer to learn than like a simple, you know, blah. But the cool thing about guitar is that while I'm learning how to play awesome rock songs, I can also learn how to better progress myself in my picking and all that shit. You know, Google Plus and all its circles, you know, and the funny thing of it is too, they have that circular picking. It's a technique on the guitar, go figure, right? Guitar playing is a lot easier for me, I guess, if you keep your nails trimmed. So mid-video, he just stops to play the guitar to clip his fucking nails. Because why the fuck not? If your nails get too long, they can obstruct strings below or above the chord you're trying to play. And, you know, some people can play guitar with long nails, but some people just, they play better when they keep their shit trimmed. Now, if I'd have been born in the fucking 80s or the 60s and 70s or like late 50s, you know what I'm saying, when rock and roll was starting to really fucking take off, if I would have stepped up on stage with the skills that I know now, they would have been like, what the fuck? That would have been like some Back to the Future shit. On the for real though, they'd be like, you remember in the Back to the Future, I think it was part 2, where he's all shredding the guitar and they're like, and he's like, maybe you're not ready for that genre yet, or whatever. nothing like coming home from a day of work and drinking some beer and shredding some guitar. The harder trolls try to fuck with me on YouTube, the harder I try to get better at guitar, so I can tell them to shut the fuck up and eat shit and die. And I don't even have to say shit like that, because I can just, you know, this thing right here, this awesome musical instrument. And you get to the point where you stop giving a fuck how the fuck it sounds. You're just like, fuck it, play the goddamn thing. Just fucking play it, you know. And, you know, it sounds way better when you stop stressing how it's going to sound. Just let your fretting hand become as loose and as free as a gob of flubber. Bouncing all over the place and shit. Yeah. Guitar can be fun to play if you don't let it stress you out. And then you got to admire some of the people on Facebook who decide to glorify me a little bit. Creating a page on Facebook, KingCobraJFS equals God at guitar or some shit like that. It's just like, aww. I'm not that good, but I'm at least trying to get better at it. Definitely have to play some guitar later, but for the video at least, I thought I'd shred a little bit of 6-string goodness right there. And I actually like the can paint job I did on this. This is pretty fucking sick looking, if I do say so myself. And for those of you who remember the golden days, I'm sure you recognize this beautiful piece of history. It needs a couple strings replaced and it needs the amp jack fixed, but I still have it. You don't forget your first electric guitar, that's for damn sure. I busted my ass on a paper, making cents per paper. I got paid every fucking month. That was my first job. And I saved up a lot of fucking money to get this. And it was my first electric guitar, and I'll tell you what. It's got the skull graphic on it, yeah. And these bronze series, you can talk all the shit you want about them, are hard to fucking find. A lot of BC Rich junkies would look at this and be like, oh, I'm drooling. But yeah. A couple stickers on the back. Watch out. You never forget your first electric. That's for damn sure. And of course I have this black amp cable that plugs in the guitar. I was just shredding on, playing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And, yeah. Good musicians may die, but the spirit of music will live on, goddammit. Then you get these people who say they quit music and then they come back at it. Like, okay, for the record, if I have a concert and I'm playing guitar and singing and doing what I do, you know what I'm saying, and some fan of mine decides to dump water onto my stage, I want to be like, security, can we move the people who are dumping water on the stage? Thank you. And then continue playing the show. Instead of just walking off the stage and being like, fuck this, after one song. You know what I'm saying? Like, if people are paying hard-earned money to come see me in concert, you know what I'm saying? That means something. You know, that means you fucking finish the concert and you do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? And if people are being obnoxious pricks, then don't ruin the concert for the rest of the people surrounding them. You remove the people who are causing a nuisance and ruin it for them. Everyone else gets to enjoy it, but, you know what I'm saying? I could be referencing an old story, yes, but, you know what I'm saying, people are like, some people are like, they quit music, and then they come back to the music scene, and shit like that happens, and instead of removing the one person, or the two people that were throwing water on stage, he's like, fuck it, one song, just walks off stage, and I'm like, dude, really? And he is he who must not be named. I'm not talking about Lord Voldemort either. No. Okay, when people like him get all the... And that's just it. Okay, if you're... music sucks, then your only appeal is to underage girls. I mean, really? That kind of... Dude, that would suck some major cojones if that's all you were known for. Personally, I'd rather be known for my music, you know what I'm saying? Not just some targeted audience bullshit. But then you think about it for a second, and some of the bands I'm into have a targeted audience. So every music genre has a targeted audience, because people have different tastes in music. And when you're arguing with one of your siblings about decent music, and one of your siblings happens to like One Direction, it's like, no, you know, I'm sitting there going on about how I listen to Cradle of Filth and stuff, and Ozzy Osbourne, Marilyn Manson, Rob Zombie, Korn, Disturbed, Kiss, Metallica, Iron Maiden, Slayer, bands like that, you know what I'm saying? And then one day, Danny Filth was in an interview talking about how his daughter was into One Direction, and I'm like, ain't that some shit? And I'm like, well, ain't that an ironic kick in the keister? Because, like, a week and a half before that, I was arguing with one of my siblings about this issue. And one of my siblings, younger siblings, happens to be into, you know, that crappy wannabe crap, you know. I mean, Britain's usually known for producing awesome musicians, you know what I'm saying? But, like, every once in a while they get a shitty one, it happens. And one day I was visiting my parents, and the very same sibling walks in to the room blaring One Direction. And I'm like, what load of bollocks is this? And then I was told who was playing, and I'm like, oh, my ears. Now, usually when a musician gets caught smoking a little bit of weed, people don't think twice about it. You know, it's... But this is the thing that pisses me off about it. David Bowie, as a musician, gets arrested for smoking pot. Gets a mugshot and everything, you know. One Direction makes a video about smoking pot, and they joke about it, and they later apologize about it. They apologize about it. Last time I checked, some musicians smoke pot to help with their creative process, so why the fuck... Musicians shouldn't have to apologize for doing drugs. They go hand in hand together, although I would not consider cannabis a drug, to be fair. Because some of their fans are underage. That's the only reason. And it disgusts me no end. Like, you're a musician and you have to apologize for smoking pot? Like, really? Bob Marley never apologized for smoking pot. He's more of a fucking musician than this fucking One Direction bullshit. And yes, when they compared themselves to the Beatles, I wanted to... Oh... I was like, dude, the Beatles sound way better than you fucking faggots do. And pardon my French, but in Britain they call cigarettes faggots, or they used to, now they call them lollies. And no discrimination against, you know, Aspie is a discrimination, derogatory term against Asperger's, and people with Asperger's syndrome use it all the fucking time, so, yeah. It can mean a bushel of sticks, too. If you actually look that word up in the dictionary. Old English term. Now what's funny though is that when Ozzy Osbourne used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, he'd walked into a liquor store in America and he asked for 20 fags. And the lady behind the counter thought he meant something else. And she was like, get the fuck out of here, you pervert. Cultural differences, man. Yeah. Constantly pushing myself to get better at guitar so I can prove something to somebody. whoever sits down to watch the video and shit. I'm mixing Monster with beer. Why the fuck would you do that? Because I can and because it tastes good. People asked me when I was... Some of my drink combinations got a lot of questions from people, and I answered it because I can. Let's see here. If I pull out my phone, I got these black and green headphones. And if you've followed me for years, you know that my two favorite colors are black and green, so, you know, I want to rock with it. Who wants to hear a vocal cover? I got a lot of songs to choose from. Let's see, gotta find a place to plug this shit in. Oh, that's real nice. I just spilled Monster all over my desk. But the funny thing of it is I fucking spill it onto a cloth, so it's like, whatever. God damn it. As for spilling the Monster... I can make sure that the... Yeah, I can't hear that in my headphones, so it's probably going to be the... Let's see, let's try that one. Okay, here we go. Alright, got the headphones in. I got a vast collection of decent music in my arsenal on my iTunes. Let's see, what song do I want to do? I better fucking kill this Monster for spilling it. Two points. Okay, I want to sing 10,000 Fists in the Air by Disturbed. Check this wicked shit out. One more goddamn day when I know what I want and I want will be considered denied. Considered denied. Just another day when all that I want is a sinner denied. As a sinner denied, yeah. People can no longer cover their eyes. If this disturbs you, then walk away. You will remember the night you were struck by the sight of 10,000 fists in the air. unrestricted, and the mark was what we will deliver the night. Deliver the night. Pleasure fused with the pain is triumph of the soul. Make you shiver the night. Make you shiver the night, yeah. People can no longer cover their eyes. If this disturbs you, then walk away. You will remember the night you were struck by the sight of 1,000 fists in the air. You're the ones that open your mind, leave the weak and haunted behind. We are the ones that open your mind, leave the weak and haunted behind. We are the ones that open your mind, leave the weak and haunted behind. We are the ones that open your mind, leave the weak and haunted behind. People can no longer cover their eyes. If this disturbs you, then walk away. You will remember the night you were struck by the sight of 10,000 fists in the air. 10,000 fists in the air. 10,000 fists in the air. Damn. Now, hearing it through my headphones and not playing it through the video, I avoid copyright infringement. Yeah. I'm gonna switch it from Disturbed to Slipknot. We're all familiar with the song Snuff, are we not? Well, if not, you should be. This is a more slow-paced song, so if you're both flexing your vocals in a sense, going from Disturbed to Slipknot, you know. You think these amazing vocal skills would get me some tail, but you know. If not the vocals, then the guitar at the very least. Bury all your secrets in my skin. Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage. And love is just a camouflage, what resembles rage again. You know, it's ironic that I'm singing Slipknot. You know, back in my Job Corps days, I attempted suicide, and I had a guitar string tied around my neck and a fucking Slipknot. I was trying to choke my fucking self out, but the jacketed leader that stopped me told staff and everything, and the very same jacketed leader who went on weekend pass to smoke pot, he brag about it constantly, and the very same jacketed leader caught me and a couple of my friends smoking pot at Job Corps, and he went and told staff and got me and my friends termed. Ain't that some hypocritical bullshit? But, so if you love me, let me go and run away before I know. My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what is in there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you. Ooh, my smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know. Oh, damn YouTube. So many wet panties. You know, just for spilling the monster, I was going to save this one for fucking later, but spilling that is not excusable. I mean, it landed on a claw, so it's all good. But still, like, no, dude. You don't just fucking spill a monster, and yeah, no. Some fucking redemption for this shit. Product placement. Refreshing. I still press your letters to my lips, cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I couldn't face a life without your light, but all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. So save your breath, I will not care. I think I made it very clear. You couldn't hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough? I may wish you were my friend, then I could hurt you in the end. I never claimed to be a saint. Ooh, my home was born this long ago. It took the death of hope to let you go. It's a fucking beastie song, man. Oh! So break yourself against my stones and spit your pity in my soul. You never needed any help. You sold me out to save yourself. And I won't listen to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. Ooh, my love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know. If you still care, don't ever let me know. Oh yeah. How about some corn, ladies and gentlemen? I want to sing the song Falling Away From Me. It's 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 buffering. Damn it. Give it a second. There we go. Fix the issue, man. Hey, I'm feeling tired, my time's gone today. You flirt with suicide, sometimes that's okay. I hear others say, I'm still standing hello, falling away from me, falling away from me. Hey, you're fading, that's when I would say I flirt with suicide, sometimes kill a pain. I can always say it's gonna be better tomorrow, falling away from me, falling away from me. Beating me down, beating me down, down into the ground, screaming so sound, beating me down, down into the ground. Falling away from me, spinning round and round, falling away from me, is lost and can't be found. Falling away from me, is spinning round and round, falling away from me. Slow down, beating me down, beating me down, down into the ground, screaming so sound, beating me down, down into the ground. So they say they won't go away, so I pray, go away. That's falling away from me. That's falling away from me. That's falling away from me. Fall. Beating me down, beating me down, down into the ground, screaming so sound, beating me down, down into the ground, and away, down, beating me down, down into the ground, flaming so sound, beating me down, down into the ground. Now that'll get the vocals warmed up quite nicely.